Hello fellow academics and welcome back to Beeftorio, where we are making sure that our beavers will not die. I mean, it seems like a natural thing to do in these games, but you know, you never know. Anyways, we're currently expanding another water storage back here, which should help us with a more continuous wood supply, as this will then never dry out, hopefully. After we had sort of increased our water storage back here. Overall, we're now, I want to say 8 days through that drought. We're already down sort of the top layer of water in here. That is in part because it wasn't really filled up through our water inlet. So we've expanded the bad water outlet in the hope that we can increase the speed in which the bad water leaves our settlement so the fresh water can come in. But we'll see how this goes. One thing that I've noticed now though is one of our bots is out of fuel. So I think we need to prioritize you by haulers. And you know what? We should probably just build a second refinery. So let's go ahead, make sure you're already set on bots, highest priority. Because, yeah, everything is highest priority over here. Well, not quite, but, you know, you guys know how this goes. Right. Also make sure all of this up here is highest priority, because once we can explode this away, we can move this farmhouse over there in a better position, which should help us with the overall supply. Right. We do now have 23 unemployed beavers, and we are working on getting sort of our builders' huts built. Not on a very high priority. That is also okay, I would say. But we should consider, well, putting in a few more of these buildings. Not builders' huts though. So what I'm thinking, we're gonna remove this path right here and place another hauling post in this corner right there. And I guess in this corner right there. Let's make sure the scrap metal, it is still on highest priority. I guess we don't really have... Where do we store our scrap metal? Do we have no scrap metal storage? Oh goodness. So maybe that's kind of the storage thing that we should build back here, or maybe even just back here. This is also 3 wide, so why don't we actually go ahead? Place this in. It will take a while to be built, but at least the plan is in place. Right, I guess we only have 15 scrap metal right now, and we're gonna run out of scrap metal soonish once we're out of the treated planks. So that is just something to keep in mind. Dynamite down here is in, that is awesome. And again, for those of you who haven't watched, I want to make sure that we put in staircases over here. So we have an easy way for our beavers to get around back there. Now, planks or logs? Neither. We do have plenty of soil. So let's make sure we put in a soil thing there. And then 2 stairs down there. That should also open up the area down here, yep, as you see, to be harvested. All right. We are getting there overall with our dynamite. Let's actually have a look. Where is our dynamite? We are actually out of dynamite. Let's unpause our dynamite. We still have plenty of the extract, so that's not a problem. And actually, instead of having a beaver do this, welcome to your new job, Timberborn 43. That does remind me, did want to check. Brunhilde is still working very diligently. Thank you, Brunhilde. Your support of the colony is appreciated. All right. This area is almost completely cut down. And that should mean that we will be able to expand our carrot production into this corner right there. And I think I've forgotten to set you on prioritize nothing and prioritize the planting. All right. No power. No power. How is there no power? Why is there zero wind? We're also missing paper. Good to know. Paper mill is paused, so let's unpause this one. Wow. Did not expect the wind to completely stop. That must have stopped for like days and days. Demand is pretty high. I guess maybe that is why. Although you produce way underneath your regular capacity. Do we actually have... Yeah, we can actually build one more windmill on this side. And then I think we had tested this out. Not here, but kind of place more windmills in like this. Now they will not be able to reach those two. That's something we can definitely solve. Short term, long term. We also still have a bunch of planks stored in the staircase system back here that we don't need anymore. Alright. So we'll slowly be working our way through this. I guess you can't be reached, that's fine. We'll deal with all of that later. Because we might even just try to reclaim. We will actually reclaim all of this. That will give us also some wood, which I very much appreciate. Don't need any of this anymore. Let's first go ahead and remove this side. And then, in order to reach this back here, I'm just gonna put some regular soil around it. Because we do have 46. Pretty good. Alright, and then back here, we obviously then, whenever they are ready for this, we need to put in the, come on, let me click, there we go, our power connections. Almost no wind power the entire time. Crazy. I guess we do have a ton of stuff running, so let me pause quite a few of you. That should also help us getting a few more planks in, which, you know, definitely beneficial. All right, dynamite up here, almost done. Almost. Wonder why they haven't put in that single dynamite up there. Oh well. Oh well. But we're getting there with our dynamite. How does this look? Getting there with that as well. It's already put in a path here. And then a water dump, fluid dump back here as well. There we go. We could try to mechanize all the fluid dumps. I don't know if that's really worth it yet. So let's see what happens. Future worries. Future worries. Alright, but we're almost done with our experiment up here. Next step then is to remove the wooden stairs once these two are in, put another dynamite back down there. And actually, now that I look at this, single dynamites here, double dynamite here. Don't need to high prioritize all of this yet. But things are moving, which is good. Building lacks material. That makes sense. Building lacks workers. How is our... Oh. Biofuel. Come on, guys. Make some more biofuel for me. Can we actually... Do we have anything to improve the working capacity? I don't think we do. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. You know how the Iron Teeth have the sort of radar towers? Yeah. Doesn't seem like there's something or anything equivalent over here. On the bright side, they're making good progress over this way. Need to make sure... Yeah, all of that is good. Now they are producing as well, and hopefully that will stem some of our demand. Wonder where we could put another one of these in. I still keep this empty for another storage piece. I guess we could actually relatively easily put another one up this way. Now, the smoke screens might not look that nice. But, you know, it's not too bad. All right, high priority on that. Triple dynamite in here as well. Highest priority. I guess I can already blow up the rest. There we go. That's actually a good reach over there. Put in another efficient farmhouse here, like I said. That will reach all the way back here as well. We seem pretty stable in terms of carrots, so maybe we'll actually go for something else instead. But, you know, future worries. Definitely future worries. But this one can actually reach all of this. This staircase might actually just need to go over here. Well, that gives us a bit more space to work with. So overall, not too bad. We could even consider starting to plant some wheat and get sort of the next food supply part in. For now, let's remove you, highest priority, and then also make sure we set... I already set the dynamite. Wherever the material... Oh, down here. Interesting. Anyways, they can still reach it, so I'm not gonna complain. Last pieces of dynamite, highest priority. No power. I guess that again makes sense because apparently no wind on this map anymore. Really hope we can get this built in time. And look at that, a bit more space for carrots. Definitely done with carrots over here after that. And then maybe down here we plant sunflowers and up here some corn. Not corn, wheat. Right. Anyways, good. Some more trees are coming in, so we do have some more log supply. That should help fill this up. How is the soil going on up here? Not too good. Let's go ahead, actually, and high prioritize this to be built. And then high prioritize the logs to be picked up. There's also just 18 logs hanging out up there. And I guess the easiest way of making space all the way over here would be to put in a staircase that we could actually put in here. And then they can reach everything. Yes. So let's put the staircase in here. I'm gonna remove the platforms in the back there. And the next staircase that we're gonna recycle. So that again slowly will give us some more material back, which will definitely help us in the long run. All right. This is almost done. We do have 2 unemployed bots now. Should also make sure they start putting things in here. Maybe not highest priority, but second highest priority. Because again, no point in starting this before they're not done wrapping up the... do we actually need this much? If we want to water the corners back here, I think it makes sense. Right. Things are coming along. Things are coming along. One bot is out of fuel. That's... Where are you going? Is there even a path underneath? I guess there is. No, there wasn't. Interesting. Also makes me think we should probably try to get a fuel source a bit closer back here. Nothing stored in there. Minimal amount stored up here. Getting there. All right. Let's blow up the rest of the dynamite down here. And also make sure we're actually removing the paths on top of that. I mean, if we wanted to, we could have a short path to move into this direction, but they can actually go from here up there and then straight to the fuel source. So I don't think we really need to do that. Right. Ooh, 5 bots that are unemployed. Let's see. I guess for now, we'll throw more bots in here. And then should probably set another builder hut to be bot driven. All right. Still not enough power. I guess that makes sense. Also, as I put in more bots in these jobs, they actually utilize power throughout the night. So that is just something to keep in mind. I thought we don't have anything anymore that really injures our beavers. Or nothing that is likely to injure our beavers. Maybe actually the wood workshop is, but both of them are currently operated by bots. Guess we could swap you out for a bot now. 800 science, sure. Even though we do have plenty of bad water available. Also plenty of extract, to be honest. Again, no wind. So weird. Right. No, don't need you on the highest priority. Oh, you're on highest priority now? Perfect. Are you run by a bot? No. Let's make that happen. And I wonder if we should actually try to expand with another staircase down this way. Get a few more trees in. You know what? Let's plan for it at least. Let's not replant you. Put in a staircase there, and then we're gonna plan one here. Almost got it. That's a bit more stable log supply. I don't think we need all of these woodcutters though. So I will destroy one of you. Yep. And I'm just gonna make a little bit of a patio right here. So we move both of these over. Bit better coverage of everything. But otherwise, everything's starting to look pretty decent. Go ahead, high prioritize this. And like I mentioned before, we do need to figure out kind of a way of getting our power supply in here somehow. But, you know, future worries. Definitely future worries. What we could do, though, is make sure that this water in here reaches this area a little bit more regularly. If we were to put a... Let's actually see how we can do that. And yep, it's gonna be another really weird thing that I'm thinking of. Alright, if we are to put you in here, put more of these around there. Making sure we have a dam in this way. And just to be kind of on the safe side, that's a double height right here. So if we are putting in a double dynamite there, now all we need to do is actually get from up here down there. Easy peasy, right? So the way we would plan this, not with dams. Levee here, double levee here, single levee there. Staircase, rotate. Just like that. Put in the path system already. Make sure we connect up there. Put in vertical power shafts here. Regular one there. And then just checking for now. The mechanical fluid pump. Yeah. We place this here and then connect the power all the way through there. And I know this doesn't need to go this way, but it will make planning not easier. So I'm gonna remove this again. There we go. Now they can build all of this, and I will actually high prioritize this. Although it's only 3 more days. But still, would be good to get this done. Oh look, the farmhouse is in down here. All of this is not watered anymore. Partially this is not watered anymore. I guess that is okay. So, for this one, we had actually said, and I am going to remove these carrots here. Well, first of all, sunflower seeds are sunflowers. Which I think reached about this much. Nope, the last 4 are not. There we go. Just a bit more of that. And then we can already start planning for some wheat. just like that. And I think, for symmetry's sake, let's just wrap up with a few more carrots. We do need a ton of carrots because they are our fuel production. We're actually accumulating biofuel now, which is awesome. They still haven't finished any of these buildings. That is okay though. Oh yeah, and we should start deleting all of this. Bringing up a ton of logs. There we go. Highest priority. There we go. Back into storage system and back into circulation. It's gonna remove the next level of the staircase here. And I think that will be quite nice. They're happily building all of this. They should actually be able to reach it all, so that is kind of nice. Oh look, that windmill is in as well. Makes me think another windmill in right in front. And then we'll figure something else out here later. Could also go ahead now and replace these with regular soil pieces. Again, just reclaiming a bit of wood. But then again, not in a particular hurry with any of that. Construction's waiting. Right. Can't get all the materials. I guess because we are so low on power, they're all struggling. Alright, I guess that happens. Food supply still doing okay. Nothing to do in range. That is true. So you're gonna be gone now. Retired. Isn't that nice? Alright, another carrot here. I'm gonna remove those three. Because, yeah, they're just of no use. I guess we could flatten this area out completely. It would probably give us a ton more space. Let's think of it as long-term plans, sort of expanding that corner. Alright, in the meantime, 1.3 days left. How are they coming on? They're coming along really nicely there. This is already done, so let's detonate you. All of this is still on highest priority, very nice. So are you. But again, as usual, we are waiting. Really? You guys need water now? I guess at least we have some of them hydrated. And growing. Although they do take a while. I'm really hoping in this next regular season we can properly stock up on water. The amount of water shortage that we've gone through so far is a bit insane. Alright, what else do we need to figure out? Still have beavers injured. 5 of them actually. Well, we do have 4 of these medical beds. Something at least. But probably need to expand that corner over there as well. Construction lacks material, that makes sense. Still haven't put anything in here. Still not entirely sure what I should be putting in here. Because we are just, well, not producing enough at the moment. And I thought with this added area, we'd be in a much better shape with respect to tree growth. But I guess that is not the case. I've also never finished this over here. Oh. Regardless. Bit of a pickle, I guess. Not overly so, though. So, especially with the drought being over. Still gonna slowly recover material. I guess technically we don't need any of these connections back here. Not for now, at least. So let's remove you. Whatever you wanted to remove, I'm gonna say no. There we go, that gives us a bit more material. And this is just how we're gonna slowly move our way through here. One piece at a time. Alright. I guess this could be a little bit of a better construction. Would free up a little bit more wood, but we'd also need to place in some crossing. So don't quite know if it's worth it. But look at that. We're getting there, 2 more pieces. Well, one over here as well. And then mechanical fluid pump, placing right on top. 50 gears, we have none. Again, where are our gears going? I know we're not producing a ton, but where are our gears going? Oh wow, see how little there is? We've been in a pretty rough spot in this drought. Good, water is already flowing in through here. I'm pretty sure it's bubbling up somewhere down there. Water's also coming in from the bag. So overall, very nice. Let me actually go down there, making sure the water flow is still there. Yeah, that seems to be flowing. All of this seems to be flowing. And that will does speed up quite a bit. So I'm not entirely sure why it didn't quite work out this over here. Maybe because I don't have sluices in here. Nothing to do in range. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you have nothing better to do anyway, so yeah. Just what it is. Alright. It's actually flowing in from back here already? No. That water is flowing partially out this way. And then back into... actually in both directions, I guess. Anyways, that works. That works, definitely. Alright. Things are starting to look up again. Still haven't finished this. I guess we do need gears now. Don't need as many treated planks anymore, so I'm gonna pause one of you. No, I didn't want to pause the workshop, wanted to swap you out for a bot. And you know what? Let's swap out another lumber mill for a bot. Simply because we have nothing better to do. Alright, as this fills back up, I'm gonna call this an episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.